Getting cell phones out of classrooms is a top priority for Governor Ned Lamont. The governor visited Wethersfield High School this morning to hear from students about school phone bans and social media addictions. Our News 8 political reporter Mike Cerulli was in the room for that conversation. He joins us live. Mike.
Good evening to you, Ann. The governor has been building a bipartisan support for proposals to get phones out of classrooms for more than a year now, and one of the big reasons for that is every time he visits high schools, students pretty much tell him all the same thing. They're distracted and they're addicted. It's been more than 50 years since Ned Lamont was in high school. What was distracting him back then?
Not girls, because it was an all-boys school.
But times have changed since the 70s. Today's high schoolers carry smartphones many times more powerful than the computers that guided astronauts to the moon.
Our phones prevent us from learning, it prevents us from understanding new things, and we're not able to apply new knowledge anymore because of those distractions.
The governor and a strong bipartisan majority of the legislature want phones out of classrooms.
I think you'll find wide support for this here in Hartford. We want our students to be in environments where they are free to focus on their studies and nothing else.
Lamont has promoted the use of lockable phone pouches, and last year his administration recommended removing phones outright from elementary and middle schools and restricting them in high schools.
Today, a little over a year later, about 90% of our schools, just like right here, have got the phones, out of the classrooms, and increasingly phone-free schools.
As state leaders urged schools to change their policies, the students in Wethersfield illustrated what Lamont, Attorney General William Tong, and many experts have long asserted. This is a generation in the throes of an addiction crisis.
For me, I felt almost punished with the policy. So for me, my phone then became a reward when I got home. So the minute I come home from school, I sit on my couch and I'm there for 2 hours.
Another student named Lorelei told the governor her peers, their parents, and their teachers can only do so much to curb so-called phone addiction.
It is a lot about discipline and teaching people what the right thing to do is, but I think that overall the problem comes from the companies that create these apps.
The state attorney general is suing many of those companies. He's compared them to big tobacco. He had a call to action for Lorelei.
Please send me your resume.
And the governor's budget proposal this year does include about $100,000 to go out to local districts to help them buy those pouches and other storage materials. That's a relatively small amount of money in the grand scheme of the more than a $50 billion two-year state budget, but it is one thing everyone seems to agree on here. Live at the state capitol tonight, Mike Cerulli, News 8.